from. And if you're here with us for our 4th day in the series, let us know. We're so glad that you, whether it's your first day, second day, third day, or your 4th day following this whole course with us, we're so happy to see you. Oh, Mallory. Hi, Mallory from the UK. Day number 4 for you. Welcome back. Awesome. Sharon, greetings from Wilson, North Carolina, Cherokee lands. Oh, I've been there. Beautiful, beautiful. Hi, Sharon. Rebecca Saltman, Rebecca in Denver, day 4. Woohoo, Rebecca. Awesome. Nancy, hi from Philadelphia, day 4. Yahoo. Welcome back, Nancy. Amy from Germany, hello. Panada, day 4 from Canada, hi. Vicky from Belgium, day 4, wonderful. Sister Bless, love from London, day 4. Thank you for joining us again, Sister Bless. Daphne from Philly, day 4. Hi, welcome back. Hi, Ellie. Good to see you again on day 4. Shelly, hi from Asheville. Barbara, the Netherlands, 4, and lots of love to you too, Barbara. Moonsang, day 3, we'll watch the replay. Great, that's perfect. Tina from Oregon, 2nd day with us. Wonderful, Tina, glad you're here. Melissa, hey, Melissa from Bethesda, good to see you here. Thank you for all of you for your time and attention with us on this journey. Great.
Yes, welcome everybody. And also those over on YouTube, go ahead and put your name and location. And is this day 4 for you? Or have you missed a day or two? Put in the number of days you've been attending. That would be wonderful. And yeah, we're just thrilled. We've had so much fun all this week. We were just talking about it before we went live. This has been such a joy and a pleasure to just be here with you all to share about deep entrepreneurship and all the magic that is possible here. So thank you guys for making the time in your days to be with us. And we would love to hear what is moving for you so far. What's coming through, any new insights, revelations, realizations, understandings about your mission, your purpose, maybe even about, times you said no to the call before, or times you said yes that were amazing, right? Anything that came through yesterday around these yeses and nos. And a note to everybody on Zoom, please make sure to choose everyone in the blue drop down so that everyone can see your comment. That would be wonderful. And so let me just check the Zoom chat. Okay, we're good over here. Everything's working. Fabulous. No shares. Don't be shy, everybody. We would love to hear. And if nobody's feeling super talkative in the chat, that is all good. We can move right into our day 4 content here. So let's go ahead and do that. I will share my screen with you here at the beginning. So we are on day 4, May 5th. It's 5/5/2022. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. And this is a very important day. So at this crucial turning point, when the hero or heroine feels like they cannot or do not want to go it alone, the guides, resources, and momentum magically materialize. Fears are dissolved and replaced with resolve. With support and encouragement from a like-hearted community, strength and courage are garnished to begin the quest. And this is really interesting because this is one of the first big synchronicities that shows up on the hero and heroine's journey, right? All of a sudden, the resources are here, or all of a sudden there's a guide to lead you on the path, or all of a sudden there's new inspiration and you know how to move forward. And this is the magic that comes from saying the sacred yes, which we talked about yesterday, right? Really feeling it in our heart and knowing it's a big yes, even if we don't understand all that's going to happen on the path, we still say yes, and we trust and we surrender to the journey that wants to come through. So this is a powerful alchemical turning point here. And I want to look in the chat here and see what people are saying. So Tina says, well, I've said no to anger, only love and light, taking one day at a time. Beautiful, Tina. Beautiful, beautiful. And Shelly, just learning to say yes to play. I love that. And Moonsong says, yesterday while connecting to friends, I got confirmed how important it is for me to share my gifts and just start doing what I love. Yes, yes, yes. Because when I spoke to my friends, I noticed in the sharing, it emerged how important it is not only for me, but for others too. But sometimes they are not aware of this need until I start speaking about it. Yes, I love that. And you know, all of us, each and every one of you listening, each and every one of us, we have ways of being or ways of healing or ways of communicating, you know, or a message that's meant to be shared that nobody else can do in the exact same way like we can. Every single one of you have this. And when we, like what it sounds like happened for you there, Moonsong, with your friends, right? When we step into this magical place of communicating that or sharing it like straight from the heart, other people feel that. And there are people out there just waiting for you to show up. I think we've talked about this already, but it's like we can't say it enough. There are people out there who need you and need the unique way that you're going to bring your gifts that nobody else can do it exactly the same. And they may not even fully know what they need, but they're waiting for you. And then when you start talking about it or start making yourself available in that way, they find you. And it's so amazing and it's magical and inspiring. So I love this. Thank you so much, Moonsong, for your share. And Leslie, yes to spring. Absolutely. Yes, yes. And Leslie, yours was going only to host and panelists, so you might want to change that. So it's going to everyone. One more comment. I have been told from my friends that they feel really good, relaxed, and calm in my presence. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Yes, beautiful. So first today, we just want to guide you in a practice to drop in here at the beginning and come into heartfelt connection with this community who is attending this workshop series, okay? Because we have a really magical community here, and we have just so enjoyed reading your comments in the chat and also the comments that have been on the YouTubes. So powerful to feel you all and to know how powerful you are and how engaged you are in wanting to help create a bright new future for our planet. So let's just close our eyes together here for a few minutes and take a deep breath into your heart, really filling up your heart space with oxygen and sunlight and all the beautiful magic that surrounds us at every moment. And then breathe out, releasing, relaxing, letting go of any cares or to-do lists or worries, just letting it all go right now. And on your next in-breath, really begin to feel all around the world the presence of the other amazing people who are attending this series this week. Begin to feel their good, caring hearts beating together with your heart. And begin to feel how deeply everybody who's involved and engaged here this week is longing and deeply desiring a bright and vibrant future for humanity, for all of life, for our beautiful planet. And everyone who's gathering is connecting in to the earth at their own point, wherever they're located. So whether they're in Canada or Europe or Africa or Australia, we're all grounding this beautiful energy of creating a vibrant future in to the land where we are. And so you can imagine us all in sacred circle together. And just reach out your hands on either side of your body and just let yourself reach out and touch one hand of another participant here on one side and hold their hand. And then reach out your other hand and hold the hand of another participant here and see how we form a circle of love all around the planet. And let's just connect in and feel this beautiful energy of our group, our visionary community here. Just connect in and feel the beautiful heart energy of all of us coming together. And maybe we begin to sway a little bit, and maybe we begin to even dance together. Just see what happens for you, see what feels right. How can this collective express our love for life, for the earth, for humanity, for all beings? Maybe through dance, maybe through song. And feel the power that is created when we gather like this, when we join our hearts and hands all around the world. And so together now, let's each create a prayer. You can put your prayer hands in front of your heart and hold that prayer, whatever prayer you would most want to send out right now at this moment in time, to benefit and bless and heal the earth and all beings. Go ahead and gather that prayer up now, right here in front of your heart. We're going to lift our hands up in prayer position. Keep lifting them up and up and up. And when you get to the top, open your fingers like a lotus flower and just let that prayer go out and let it shower down upon the earth, all around the earth or wherever it's most needed. Let that prayer be rippled out, fractaled out, so that it can be fully received by those who need it most. And then coming back to our heart center again, feeling how strong it is when we collectively send out positive energy and prayers in this way, all of us together. It's so, so powerful. Take one more deep breath into your heart. And just really let yourself center and ground into gratitude for this moment and all the magic that is here. And then breathing out, releasing, relaxing. And when you feel ready, go ahead and open your eyes again. Welcome back, and thank you all for your beautiful prayers and your beautiful presence. So Tami and I wanted to take a few minutes here just to tell you a little bit more about our stories and the alchemical and mythical aspects of our journeys and why we're so passionate about this work. So Tami, I will let you go right ahead if you would like to share your story.
Thank you, Jocelyn. That was so beautiful when you said about, bring it into your heart. My heart literally started beating so much stronger. And it was just, I could just feel it like filling up, pumping. It was really, 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 really amazing. So thank you for that. I really felt everyone here. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Feeling good. So a little bit about my journey and why this is so important to me, this work, and what called me here. I was born and raised into a family of business starters and mom and pop merchants, hard workers who made the most of their opportunities. So I grew up in and around, family businesses. My mom and dad both had retail stores. My dad had a lighting store and my mom had a women's clothing store that I worked in and around. And so, we talked marketing and sales at dinner. And so the entrepreneurial journey was the only journey that I really knew. And it came very naturally to me. It was like in my blood. I was like born into it. But I was also the first person in my family to go to and graduate college. So I was a first generation college student graduate, my entire extended family way back. So I was feeling while I was in school that, there was something missing. I was sensing there was more, and there was more meaning, and I had this longing, and I wasn't quite satisfied. And I was a seeker with no guidance. My parents, no one knew how to guide me in my journey. And I graduated, with a very general humanities degree and not much direction. So I was working at my mother's store, full time for many years. And after college, I was still working there. And I was honing my experience with marketing and merchandising and sales. But I remember, the women would come in and I would, dress them and they try on jeans. And I was like, oh, your butt looks amazing in those jeans, and, or, oh yeah, that's great. You can wear that to dinner, and sometimes the women would come in and their nails would be wet and they would like have their nails like this. And I would like have to dress them. And then, oh yeah, your butt looks great in those jeans, And I just couldn't say that again. I was like, where is the meaning for this for me here? I don't want to, sell clothes, for a living. And I just felt like I couldn't do this anymore. And so for me, that was really the separation from the ordinary world. That was my family's way of doing things. And I separated from that and began to do things that they did not understand and that no one in my family had done before. And I would say that was a whisper to adventure at that point. So I left my mom's store and I went and I got a job at an advertising agency that did work for retail, that did advertising for retail stores and shopping centers and malls. So I was helping independent business owners increase their sales. And that felt, really good to me. I worked my way up there in 8 years to the director of marketing. And, I was helping the other, entrepreneurs to be more successful in their business. And so I got married and was trying to have children. And I had a very dark night of the soul. I went through 5 years of infertility and had to go through 5 cycles of in vitro fertilization. And it was that that feeling of helplessness, that there was nothing I could do to change where I was at. And I was very disconnected from what everyone else was doing at the time, and my friends and their lives. And I began to go inside and do some healing work for myself with some different modalities to get me through this time. So I got really into art therapy and creative visualization and yoga, and I wrote a book. And so I really did a deep dive into my own spiritual work so that to get me through this dark night of the soul. So when I got pregnant finally with my first child, and I emerged, from this darkness, and left my job with the agency and wanted to really create something meaningful, that blended all of my experience and all of my passion and blaze my own path. And I would say that was my bigger call to adventure. And as a multi-passionate who loved so many different things, I became this really great synthesizer of ideas. And I developed out of my own intuition and just inspiration, I developed and designed a line of clothing that I called Unity, that combined fashion with inspiration. And there was a really powerful message that came through that was connecting with people. And it was really, really, really hit, and really took off in a really beautiful way. And so ironically, I found myself selling clothing for a living again. But this time it was completely different. It was infused with my own creativity, my own purpose, my own values. And I felt like I was creating these positive ripples through the world. And once I really aligned with that, everything opened up for me. And I was plucked from obscurity and invited to share my products at the Golden Globes and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame concerts. And I was on the Howard Stern show and met all of these legendary stars that were wearing my clothing. And so it really opened, like we say, the sacred yes, it really opens everything up for you. But I also, at that point, had a refusal of the call because I decided not to continue doing the t-shirts. That it wasn't about the t-shirts for me. It was about everything that was behind the t-shirts, the messaging and the creativity and the helping people and the being in that transformational community. So I pivoted. And this is where I began to really help people through my marketing and through my experience in my spiritual work to really find this sweet spot for themselves. And I worked with, creatives and artists and fitness experts and yogis and all these different fields of transformation to bring their work and their gifts out. And to be able to make money, doing that, and to take that big leap of faith away from what they were doing to do something in a way that they hadn't done before. So as this happened, I began to deepen my own spiritual path, went and got my master's in transpersonal psychology and started my, my deep coaches training. And there I really met my true mentors, the people that helped me to bring all of these aspects of myself together. And then I began to teach myself and serve creative and spiritual entrepreneurs. So I've got this like transpersonal Tammy side of me and this marketing Tammy side of me. And so when we talk about the place where the spiritual path and the entrepreneurial path meet, that merger is inside of me. And that is what I consider, deep entrepreneurship. And that's what I'm here to share with you as my life's work. So.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you,
Story.
Tami.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
such a powerful story and such a heroine's journey of unfolding. And it's like, we've got to keep following the clues at every step, and we can't ever tell when we're at any point, we don't know how it's all going to play out. Right. And we just got to trust and surrender and like follow it the best we can.
And keep blending in, those things that really make you come alive, and find new and creative ways to create this unique mix that is uniquely yours. That is really what lights me up, is when, I have my clients come to me and they like this and they like that, and they're spinning, and, they're not sure what to do with it, and really blending those things together to create something that's unique to them. That's really where I find the real juicy stuff happening. I love that place.
Yeah. Wow. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, I will share my story as well.
Yeah.
And there's a couple key points on a couple key parts of this story that I really want to share with you guys. So my story begins when I was very much in the ordinary world, which for me was the corporate world. And I was in corporate finance for 15 years and just doing what everybody had always told me to do. I went to college, graduated from college, then I graduated with my MBA, then I got a finance job, then I got married, and we, had kids. And so it was just all moving along. And I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, and succeeding at it. It all, for anybody looking in from the outside, would have thought, oh, she's doing great, and I had this just unease and restlessness and a lot of anxiety and depression all through that process. And so this really huge awakening moment happened for me in 2010 at the time when my first daughter, Sophia, was born. And I just remember holding her in my arms, sitting on the couch, holding her, looking down at her when she was like 3 or 4 days old, and thinking, what have I done with my life? This has all been meaningless. This has all been me trying to please other people and do what other people have told me to do, and move up the corporate ladder and trying to please this boss and that boss. And what am I leaving for my daughter? Right. And all of this is rushing through my emotions, and I have no idea what to do with any of it, because I never had these realizations in any clear way prior to that moment. And so I went into a deep, dark night of the soul at that time. For about 2 years, I know the first 2 years of her life, I was like so in love with her. And so I just was fully focused on like being the best mom I could be. But when I wasn't busy, like taking care of her or going to work or whatever, I was just crushed. I was just crying and didn't know what I was going to do. And to try to get myself out of that state, I started reading everything I could on all different religions and spiritual traditions. And I was just thinking, like, I'm asking these questions, like, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be teaching my child? And it must be here. It must be in some of these religions and spiritual teachings, And so that was a very powerful process to read and to like feel and hear the perspectives from all different religions and spiritual traditions. And what really stood out for me the most was indigenous and shamanic wisdom. And so I started a regular shamanic journeying practice at some point once I came out of the dark time. And it was really supportive. It was like the first time I had established a regular meditation type practice, and I would listen to a drum beat for 10 or 20 minutes and just see where my guides would take me. And I had all these guides that would show up, and then the trees in my backyard started telling me, don't go to work. Don't go to work, stay here. Don't go sit under those fluorescent lights, stay here with us, you know? And I thought, whoa, the trees are talking to me, what's happening? You know, I was not, no plant medicines involved. They were just really talking to me. And that shamanic journeying practice started really opening me up to the magic and to the intelligence that is around us. And I had this breakthrough moment where I realized, oh my gosh, my guides are around me all the time. This had been a major point of depression for me, was that I felt so alone. And I was like, we're born alone and I'm going to die alone. And it's so sad. And I realized we're never alone. We are surrounded by love and support. And from then on, anxiety and the depression have not been a problem. So there were these breakthrough moments along the way. And one of those came as a result of the shamanic journeying. I at a certain point in the shamanic journeying practice, every single time I would go into a journey, my guide was this white horse, which to me represented freedom. And I would ride on the horse and the horse would take me and like drop me off in this place in nature. And I would have a pine forest behind me. It was like we had just come out of the pine forest and he drops me off here. And in front of me was this beautiful snow-capped mountain with a river in front of it and scraggly trees. And I would just stand there and I would like stare up at this mountain and I would wait for some message or communication and nothing. Many, 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 many times I journeyed and they dropped me off this mountain, nothing happened. And I started asking like, what are we doing? What's going on? And a voice then suddenly came in and said, you need to go to New Mexico. And it just so happened at that time I was working for the Pachamama Alliance. I was volunteer blogging for them. And there was a trip to New Mexico to meet Pat McCabe and to spend a week with her. I had never heard of Pat McCabe. I had never considered going to New Mexico. I thought it was just going to be cactuses and desert. And I was like, well, I think I need to go. And my kids at that time were 2 and 5. And they were very small and it was very hard for me to leave them, but I knew I had to go. I also had a fear of flying. And yet I knew I had to go. And so like white knuckle, I like leave my kids, get on the plane, land in New Mexico. The group picks me up. We're driving. And again, I was expecting to see like cactuses and desert, right? So as we're driving through New Mexico, it was beautiful. It was all these, you know, amazing mountain structures. And we come around this bend, going north from Albuquerque toward Taos. You come around this bend entering into Taos. And when we came around the bend, the mountain was there. The mountain that I had seen so many, it was so familiar to me. I had seen it so many times in my shamanic journey. I had no idea this mountain was here in Taos. It called me there. And this even went so far as the second to last day of that week, Pat McCabe took us, we went over to the other side of the mountain. I was standing in this valley with a pine forest behind me, scraggly trees in front of me, the water right here, and exactly as I had seen it. I just couldn't believe it. You know, I had not experienced magic like that. And so from that moment on, I knew that there's no doubt you are fully supported. You got to do this thing. And so the ideas for Sacred Planet had been coming through. Soon after that, a mentor that guided me to create my first summit showed up. And meantime, while I was, you know, in that trip in New Mexico, and even a couple of years leading up to that, my corporate career, the job I was working at, this horrible CFO came in. She was my boss. There was an even worse COO that was her boss. They were treating me terrible. It was all these things were happening to push me out of that world. So if there's something in your life that you feel like you're getting pushed out of it, really listen. Like it's for a reason. And for a couple of years, I was so upset about how am I going to continue making money in this corporate job? It's terrible. They're so mean to me. I haven't done anything wrong, but it's the universe helping, always helping us. And so very soon after that trip to Taos, my business was started through my first summit and everything took off. And of course, there's been ups and downs since then too, but wow, we are so guided, right? And this is the call to adventure. is to do the things you never thought you could do, and let, open space for the magic to show up in ways that you never thought it could. And just trust and trust and trust and surrender. So
I love that story, Jocelyn, so much. And the thing about you is you always follow the sacred instructions. I mean, and even when you're like, no, this can't be the sacred instructions, you listen and you trust, you really, really, I've seen, and all of these times in your life where it wasn't easy to do that. And you still did, and you trusted, and it's taking you to such beautiful places and experience such beautiful magic. So just that story. And Carrie, she commented, I felt the same about my first newborn, like the greatest secret of the universe had been kept from me. How could she be so beautiful and this experience, and no one told me? This weekend, I have the same awakening, but it's like the beauty of Mother Earth and the natural universe has been kept away from us on this same level. This has to change. Thank God we are opening up. Spirit cannot be held back. So
wow.
Joining us, but that was a beautiful share, Carrie.
That gave me
amazing.
Huge chills.
Yeah, me too.
There's just so much more magic than we've been told. Like there's no way to express it in words. You have to dive in courageously and receive it. And thank you, Rebecca. Involved with Pachamama Alliance since 2007. Yes. Oh, they were such a huge part of my journey, and they showed up also. It's a whole other part of the story, how I came to blog for them for a year and met so many amazing people that way. And wow, they are doing such powerful work. So Pachamama Alliance, in case anybody doesn't know, pachamama.org, look them up. They are doing incredible work to preserve the indigenous territories in the Amazon and work directly with the indigenous people there to keep the oil drilling out and the logging out and keep the land and the people healthy. Yeah. Moonsong says, wow, thanks for sharing these two beautiful stories. So magical. I also had my first awakening lightning bolt as I birthed my daughter. Yeah, these kids, they're here to come in and change us, huh? She shook me up and taught me about my connection to the divine feminine and how strong I am. Wow, big chills. Thank you, Moonsong. That's how my spiritual path took off. Wow. Yes, thank you, Rebecca, for putting the pachamama.org link in there. Yes, amazing. Wow. Well, thank you all. And we would love to hear your stories too. If you would like to put your core story, your awakening story, or like the moment that everything changed for you in the chat on Zoom and on YouTube, we would absolutely love to hear. And it's so powerful to be witnessed. I'm feeling this now, and so powerful to hear your story, Tami, and to be witnessed and sharing mine. These stories are important. Right? This is the magic breaking through. This is the intelligence of the universe working through us and guiding us on our paths. It's so powerful to feel that and know that every one of you has one of these or multiple of these stories too. Like, we're in this together. Yeah. Wow. Well, so Tami and I, what you mentioned, Tami, about that, you said so beautifully, I have the spirit and the entrepreneurial, like it's all inside of me. And you do bring that together in such a beautiful way and integrate that. And in everything that you share, like they're fully integrated. And this is something that has been taught to me on my journey as well. Like I had this corporate business, it was finance, it was credit analysis, it was project management, it was all these different budgeting and forecasting, right? All these financial business type trainings that I got. And for a while I thought, well, now I'm on this spiritual path, I'll never use all that. Well, that was not the plan. And then these deep spiritual experiences and training and learning from indigenous and ancient cultures. And this is also within me, right? This spirit and entrepreneurial, it is so merged. Like, to me, it can't be separate. And that's why that's what we're talking about here, deep entrepreneurship, right? We both are just holding this so strong in our hearts, and we want to share this with you in a really profound way. So I will share my screen here, and we can go right into this beautiful invitation that we have for you. Sorry, guys, 1 second while I bring this up. Okay. So Tami and I are just thrilled to share with you a beautiful opportunity that we have created with our whole hearts and our souls. And we want to invite you to be a part of this. And it is called Epiphanous Entrepreneurial Alchemy for Inner Power and Transformation. And this is going to be an 8-month immersion that Tami and I are co-leading from May to December 2022. And the invitation here is to bring your highest consciousness and evolution through the initiatory portal of 2022 so you can be ready to change the world in 2023. And, you know, we are just in the midst of this time when it's like the imperative from the earth and cosmos is change. Like, we are all being called to release what is old so we will have space for what is new. We're being called to change. And so we can really work with that energy. We can harness that energy within ourselves and bring it into what we're creating, and really use this time to significantly up-level around our understanding and clarity about our mission and purpose, and creating a clear and exciting and joyful action plan on how are we going to take the steps to really bring that to the world and make it happen. And if we do this during 2022, we are just going to be so supported by the cosmos, by all of the energetics in getting clear and getting rid of the doubts and fears and limitations, right? And really creating the action plan to bring that forward. Because in 2023, it's going to be even more needed. There are so many people going through spiritual awakenings right now that need guidance and support from those of you who have already been on the journey for a while, right? And there are so many people who are going to need healing and maybe need your art or your movement practices or whatever it is that you're called to share. Or maybe you're revolutionizing different industries and bringing a totally new perspective into the way you do your work. People are going to need this even more in 2023. And so we want to work with you in this portal we're in now so that you can bring your work forward, your unique genius work in the way that only you can do in 2023 and beyond and beyond and beyond. So I invite you to come here to this page and check it out. And I will put this link in the chat so you can come here and check it out at your own pace as well. And I love this quote here: "The great mission of our day is not conquering the sea or space, disease or tyranny. The grand quest which calls to the hero in every one of us is to become fully alive, to stand up and claim our birthright, which is inner freedom, love, and radiant purpose." And the magic of this is when we do that, when we claim our inner freedom, love, and radiant purpose, we just are going to naturally change the entire world around us, because we're going to have a positive impact on the people or the plants and animals or the environment around us, right? We're going to ripple that out in all of these different ways. And this is how we change the world. And I know all of you who are listening here, you know this, right? A new world is being birthed through us at this time. Minute by minute, day by day, we are here to create the new world together. And each one of us is being changed. I mean, it's no mistake that this is happening at this time. We must change now. The way that humanity has been living is not sustainable. It cannot continue. And so we must change our ways, each of us as an individual, and then all of us together as a collective. Astrologically, we have Uranus with the North Node all this year. This is truly bringing rebellion and revolution into the future we are creating for humanity. And so we're all involved in this. And if you are one of those who know passionately that you have a mission to fulfill in this lifetime, right, this call is for you. And wherever you are on that path, maybe you don't know what that purpose is yet, but you know that it's something big you're meant to bring through. Or maybe you've already started that business and you're ready to take it to the next level, right? But we have created this space so that different people can come in at different places on the journey, and we're going to meet you exactly where you are. And we're leaving a lot of time in every meeting where we'll gather, that we can have space to really coach each of you individually. Okay, and have you each creating your own unique action plan. And there will be checkpoints and there will be places where you're going to take these action steps on your plan to really make very significant practical progress. And we'll be right there with you. We'll be holding your hand. We'll be giving you guidance on whatever aspects of this you need most throughout the rest of the year. Now, again, I'm not going to read all the details on the page here. Come here and check it out. Okay. But this is about both the spiritual and the entrepreneurial and how they come together, like we've been saying. We're going to support you on all the levels, all the levels. So come here and read more about this. Now, we are keeping this group small. We're going to have a maximum of 30 heroes and heroines in the group. And that is so that we can very carefully customize it to exactly what each of you most deeply need. And I'll say just a word here about the meaning of the name of the program, Epiphanous. Okay. An epiphany is a sudden and striking realization, a leap of understanding, a moment when your entire perception is dramatically shifted to allow in a new and unexpected reality. And something that previously seemed impossible now becomes real and shining right before your eyes. And I just love this. Whenever I hear this word epiphany or epiphanous, I think of these Carfi goddess statues. They're in the little image here on the left. These are from the island of Crete in Greece. And these particular ones are from 1200 to 1100 BC. So this is very ancient. And this was how they addressed the goddess. The goddess in this culture on the island of Crete did not have a name. Okay. But she was addressed by this epiphany gesture. And it is a gesture of wonder and awe, and holding our palms up to the sky, right? And so this indicates all the magic that the goddess represents, all the beauty, the life, the passion, the life force that flows through us, right? And so we invite you into this space to have these epiphanous, revelatory moments, right? That we will create through the practices we guide you through and the teachings that we will share, and through holding space for you, holding safe space for you to deeply, deeply share what's happening inside, right? And then we will all be together there looking for, how does that inform you on your sacred purpose path? Tammy, I'll pause for a moment. Is there anything that you wanted to add to any of this so far?
You're doing a really beautiful job. I just wanted to say, I'm looking at some of the comments, and if you're called to be a healing professional, or someone that wants to get in this work, it's necessary to be able to learn how to put yourself out there. This program is a beautiful, beautiful bridge between the gifts that you have inside, and then putting them out into the world, and becoming more visible, and being able to make that sustainable for yourself. So I think this is a really powerful intersection point that we'll all be meeting at. And,
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
and we'll be doing this a lot.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. And so, yeah, this is a beautiful invitation to become this new kind of leader that the world needs. This is something that keeps coming up in so many conversations for me lately with both clients and friends, is that this world, we don't need more ego. We've had enough ego, like ego, unfortunately, ego and pride and greed and, these kinds of things. And when I say ego, there's a positive side to our ego. I mean, like the negative aspect of the ego that's grasping and wants power over, that kind of thing. That's a big part of what's gotten the world to where it is today, where we're taking too much advantage of the earth, too much advantage of each other. And so we're entering into this place where we're connecting back in with the positive side of the ego. It's like the part of us that knows we're here for a mission. Okay, we're here on a big mission. We have the courage and the willpower and the fortitude to carry it out. And yet we also know that this is not competitive. This is collaborative. And we are all in this together. And we are all here to lift each other up on the journey, not to compete, not to knock each other down. And so we're just so excited to bring those of you together who are these new leaders, okay, and who are ready to create this radiant, vibrant future in the most highly aligned way, right, in highest service to all, and just like see what magic is created when this group comes together. It's going to be so powerful. And we're going to be also encouraging you along the way to maybe a 2 or 3 or 4 of you decide to collaborate with each other. Maybe the whole class decides to collaborate and create something by the end of the year. Like, who knows what can happen in this space when all of you amazing leaders come together wholeheartedly, right? With your guided by your soul, guided by your passion and love. It's going to be so powerful. We can't wait to begin. And so we're going to be here to guide you through the challenges, as it says here, right? We're going to be stepping into this magical space and challenges will come up. And that's exactly why we want to be here for you, right? To help you, for example, let go of what others are going to think as you evolve deeper and deeper on your path. Healing and release from the places where you've been stuck before, right? Letting go of those old roadblocks and moving forward, moving past them, leaping over them. And this is a space where you can tell the deep truths and say the things that maybe you've kept hidden, even from yourself, right? We hide things even from ourselves. And so through our coaching work together, right, we're going to help you to discover these, to draw them out, to express them. And beneath our shadows and what we want to keep hidden is our deepest, deepest power. So we're going to help you bring that out, help you find that. We're going to guide you to let go of all the ways that we think we're not enough, right? All of you, every single one of us, we have these ways we think we're not enough, right? And we're going to really come into this space of knowing, and you will know that you're more than enough. And you may be feeling overwhelmed by all of the changes right now, right? So we're going to be here with you through that too. And this is just such a beautiful, sacred space where you can be held in love, compassion, support, inspiration. And we're going to navigate these changes together and actually flow with the changes, embrace the changes, utilize this energy of change for your highest benefit and ripple that out for the highest good for all. So this is what we want for you, right? To become capable of accomplishing things that you've never been able to do before. And step into true flow with the creative life force of the earth and cosmos. And find yourself truly ready and excited and delighted to take these action steps that are going to build your dreams into reality. So if you come here to the page, you can see a lot more about the curriculum. And it's really important to know that, we have this spiritual and personal development way that we're going to be working with you. And we also have business strategy aspects that we're going to be working with you on. you will be fully supported in all of this. We're creating this in a very unique way to make sure we have space for all of it. So it is transformative and it will be very practical. And by the end of the year, you will have accomplished some really big action steps that you choose yourself. And we will coach and guide you to choose those that are most aligned. But you will end the year having leaped really far ahead as far as practical steps. And whether that's with money mindset and receiving income, or developing and pricing your programs, setting up technology pieces that you haven't been able to get your arms around before, whatever it is, right? We're going to be there for you. And Tammy and I, with our all of the training and the work that we've each done, we can really support you on all of this, right? We bring a very well-rounded approach and background and experience and expertise in that you probably can't, it's probably wouldn't be easy to find this combination of expertise anywhere else. So month 1 will be for the rest of May and very beginning of June. This will be step 5 on the hero and heroine's journey, which is crossing the threshold, taking the leap, leaving behind what is familiar. Now, again, I'm not going to go through the whole curriculum today in all of its detail on the video, but I invite you to come here and check it out and just go through and see what inspires you. Now, every month we're going to have archetypal gatekeepers and guides for this step that we're at. So for example, crossing the threshold, we will be working with the archetypes of Neo in the Matrix and the Fool card in the tarot deck. And remember, the Fool card is not a fool. They are the courageous ones stepping out on a new path, and they have no idea what's in store, but they say the sacred yes, right? And then our planetary guide, we will have a planetary guide for each month. And this one is Uranus, representing freedom and liberation. And every month we're going to be looking at the astrological energetics and helping you to really tune in with them and work with them for the highest good for you and for all. Okay, so we'll be working with that. And, you know, we're going to have a beautiful opening circle our first month here. You will get to explore your big why and how that is a driver and an indicator for your larger purpose. Opening the pathways for your sacred instructions to be clear. Working with fear as a marker. And so there's just so much here every month that we're going to get into and guide you through. And Ellie had asked last time that we were on the call and sharing about the program, you know, will there really be a lot of space for coaching? And we want you to know that yes, there will be. We have these certain pieces that we're going to be teaching and practices we have planned, but we're going to have a significant amount of time during every live call where there will be open space for you to bring forward your biggest questions. Okay. And so whether that is like, how do I clear this limiting belief? Or whether that is, how do I set up ConvertKit for an email subscriber service, you know, or anything in between? We're going to be here. We're going to jump in and work with you on that in whatever way is most needed. And of course, you will learn from all the questions that the other students are asking as well, the other heroes and heroines, I should say. So we'll move into tests, allies, and enemies, the 6th stage on the hero and heroine's journey. Okay, and work with this. And this is during the time that Jupiter will be moving direct in Aries. There will be so much forward momentum here. Be able to work with the tests and challenges that are coming to you on your path. And looking at questions like, who is your supporting cast who's here to help you on your journey? And who are the villains who will take you off the path, right? Really powerful work that we will do around all of this. Tammy, I'm going to pause again. Is there anything else you want to say? I've been talking for a while.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I was just like, you know, dealing with, dialoguing with our sub-personalities. We're going to be using a lot of really cutting edge coaching, principles and practices to do some really deep work. And, you know, a lot of times it might be, you know, making a big decision, you know, and how do we align that with our heart? And we can't think our way out of that a lot of times. So we're going to be bringing some really creative decision-making processes that, you know, use your body and will help to guide you as you move through your path. So there's so many ways we're going to come at this from so many different angles. The big, meta, where the stars and planets are aligned, and the energies in the universe, and the deep soul work, and the individual and the collective. So I think it just has so much to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you for adding that. So yeah, as we continue to move through the stages here, we're going to support you at all these levels, as you can come in and read in detail each month. And by month 4, you're going to be completing and carrying out your first major action item. So this is going to be a really powerful turning point here. Okay, it may be, it should be something that's it's like a fairly big step for you, right? And that's why we've put it in this month of the ordeal. And we'll be guided by Isis and Osiris, right? They underwent the supreme ordeal themselves, right? And we will be right here with you, holding your hands, guiding you through this, whatever might come up. We will help you move through it and to the other side. And always when we go through something that's a really big step, okay, or feels really scary, or feels like something really new, once we do that and we get to the other side of it, there is this huge moment of expansion where we say, wow, I did that. I was scared, or it was really hard, or whatever, but I completed that to the best of my ability. And maybe it doesn't go perfectly, but or maybe it does. But either way, you had the courage, you came here, you brought everything that you had, right? And then you step up to this next level of who you perceive yourself to be and what you perceive yourself to be capable of. And from there, you rather than starting at the base level where you began the program, now you're creating everything from this new level, right? And so then we meet you there. And then you get to choose your next action step from here, right? And in month 5, once you've completed those and we've guided you through that process, we will celebrate and honor what you've accomplished. And then you choose your next key action step that you'll do by the end of the program, right? So we'll keep you in this up-leveling process. And even once you're done the program, now that you are familiar with that and you've been practicing it, you'll be able to keep doing this, right? Keep this upward spiral going in your life and in your work. So we're going to be teaching these just really, really profound and yet very practical ways to create what you've always been dreaming of. And we'll be here to guide you every step of the way. So we just can't wait. Come and check out the page in more detail. I'll put the link in the chat one more time in case anybody could not get that first one that I put in. And so I want to show you the investment level for the program here. As you can see, we've packed in so much beauty and fun and awakening and expansion. So we have 2 levels to how you can join the program. Okay, so the level 1 is this full group immersion. So 16 amazing, beautiful perspective shifting live class sessions. All of those will include a high amount of coaching, one-on-one coaching within the group. Of course, you'll get the recordings after each one. And we're going to include embodiment, empowerment practices, guided shamanic journeys, teachings, collective healing prayers, all of this profound soul level explorations each and every month. And you get to be with this vibrant community. As we said, this is going to be 30 hero and heroine leaders who are coming together, who are feeling the call, saying the sacred yes, and who are visionaries and change makers just like you, and knowing they have something big to do here in this lifetime, right? So you get to be a part of this group and co-create with them, maybe even collaborate with them, who knows, be inspired by one another, learn from one another. And we will have a private non-Facebook discussion forum, an online portal where the recordings will be posted and your deepening practices and resources and all will be posted. And also you can have conversations with the group. You can ask questions to Tami and I in between the live calls. So it's a wonderful place to stay connected, and it's not on Facebook. So it's very private and safe there. Now, oh, and so that level is $25.55. Okay, for the level 1. Now, if you want an additional level of support, level 2 includes everything that you just saw there in level 1, and also 4 one-on-one sessions. Okay, so 2 60-minute one-on-one sessions with me, 2 60-minute one-on-one sessions with Tami, and you can use these 4 total sessions anytime throughout the rest of 2022, whenever you would like to have additional support and customized coaching from us. So this level 2, where you get everything in level 1 plus the one-on-one sessions, is $37.77. And we do have installment options. Okay, so you can save a little bit of money by doing the full pay if you would like to. All right. Or you can do the installment plans, which makes it easier, right? Certain amount per month. And you can see all those here. So if you would like to join, come here and choose the payment option that works best for you. And registration is going to close on Saturday, May 14th. So be sure to join before then. And really be sure to join as soon as you know, as soon as you feel that sacred yes in your heart, come and join, because we are only able to have 30 people in the group, again, because we want to let it be very, very customized to each and every one of you. So when it's full, it's full. We can't accept any more after 30. So please join as soon as you know. We do expect it to fill quickly. Now there are some bonuses that we're super excited to share. So let me share those with you here. So bonus number 1 is that you will get a 30-minute one-on-one session with each of us right from the very beginning, because we want to get to know you personally from the very beginning. So everyone who joins will receive from me a 30-minute one-on-one alchemical astrology reading. This is really powerful. We're going to look at the cosmic blueprint from the moment of your birth. And we're going to look ahead for the rest of 2022 and even going into 2023. What are your major timeframes for opportunity and breakthrough? And so you will know that, and you can work with that and incorporate that into your action plan for the upcoming year and beyond. Okay, this is really powerful to know. And so Tami, I'll let you say a few words about your one-on-one session.
Great. Yeah. I'm going to meet with each of you in the program to really get to the heart of your purpose. We're going to do a deep dive into your purpose and your why, so that you can really use that as your compass and your guide throughout the program to create your mission statement, so that you can stay aligned with this North Star that you have for the rest of the program. So this will be great to do right at the beginning as we're getting started.
Yay, that is wonderful. Yeah, so we want you to have both of these right at the outset, so that this can be the foundation for all of the work that we're going to do here with you. So these 2 30-minute sessions are valued at $300, but really they'll be priceless, because you're going to just receive so much. And then bonus number 2 is the Magic of You, which is a wonderful course that I've been running it for years and teaching it for years. And it is this very foundational online business creation step-by-step program. Okay, so it includes everything that you see here, and it's this very strategic step-by-step process, okay, where you will learn how to connect with your perfect clients. You will learn the most user-friendly technology options available and how to use them, and which ones you actually need for your work, how to price and package your offerings, how to generate money when you need it, and so much more. So this is about mindset, practical steps, technology, all together. So this is such a wonderful complement to Epiphanous. Now, of course, we'll be talking about these topics throughout the live coaching calls and that kind of thing as well, right? So you're getting a lot of support here, but this puts it into a really solid step-by-step framework that you can go, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 and get all these pieces set up just as you need them uniquely for your business. I've had rave reviews always, every time that people are coming through this class. So we are super excited to offer it as a wonderful complement to Epiphanous. And that is valued at $12.49. And then bonus number 3 is the speaker collection, the interview collection from Tammy's recent summit. So Tammy, I'll let you say a few words about that one too.
Jocelyn was my mentor and guide in the summit creation process. And I created this beautiful summit this time last year that was totally a transformational process for me to really step into a bigger visibility and increase my impact. And I learned so much from all of these amazing speakers that I was able to bring together, like Neil Donald Walsh and Michael Mead, and these fantastic, famous coaches and very spiritual wisdom keepers. And there were some beautiful themes that really kept coming out throughout the whole thing. And so I really wanted to make this this collection about awakening available for everyone that's going to be part of this program as inspiration and something fun to listen to.
Yay, wonderful, wonderful. This is very inspiring. So all of these bonuses together are 1771 value. That's a good number. We didn't even plan it that way. So you will receive all of those when you join Epiphanous. So again, come here and select your payment option. You can come here and read some testimonials that Tammy and I have collected from our clients. And we are just absolutely thrilled to offer this to you, to get started with you. And we are honoring the depths of who you truly are, and just can't wait to help you get in deeper connection with that and bring that out to the world in amazing new ways. So let's pause there and go back to this view. So we welcome your questions, and we also would love to, if anybody would love to raise their hand and come on over and share. And Tammy, what was the invitation we were giving for the share? I can't remember right now.
Well, there's so many things I want to know.
Right.
I would love to hear any epiphanies that anyone had during these last 4 days, some gems that really landed, for them. We would love to hear any questions that you have that's come up through the last 4 days, or about the Epiphanous, program that we're inviting you into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put it in the chat, or you can raise your hand, however you want to.
Yes, yes. And so everybody, feel free to raise your hand if you want, and we can bring you over on video that way, and you can share even more fully here, and we can see your beautiful faces. And if you feel more comfortable putting in the chat, that is fine as well. And if anybody would like to just share a little piece of your awakening story, and what was that pivotal moment for you, like what, a little bit of what Tammy and I shared today, that would be beautiful to hear as well. And thank you, Tina, for your beautiful comments. Thank you, Barbara. Wonderful. And Ellie said, heart, 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 yes to it not being about competition. I think this is so important it's obvious, right? This is so important for the new world that we're building. This is some deep Aquarian wisdom, that this is about the community and honoring the uniqueness and the weirdness and the wackiness of every single one, right? And really letting each of us fully express all the ways that we're wild and different, because then that makes for the fullest experience for all of us together. And we're not competing, and we're not judging or criticizing in any way. We're like welcoming everyone in with your gifts and talents and your unique genius. That's what we're here to do.
And I have this really strong feeling about the program that some really beautiful collaborations are going to come out of it.
Yeah.
So you might come in as an individual, but I feel like when everyone starts to really share their gifts and the juice and the magic starts to really flow, that people are going to be inspired in ways that they have never dreamed of, and come up with ideas that are completely new based on a fusion between the energy of the people that are in the group, that I feel that something really magical is going to be birthed in this process. And collaboration, the collective.
You've been saying that since I think the first time we ever talked about this program.
Yeah.
You've been feeling that strongly. That's amazing. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. So anybody want to share? I'm going to check in on the YouTube over here as well. Let's see. Okay. Anybody want to share your story or a question or an epiphany, anything before we close for today?
I would even put out there the invitation, if you wanted to come on and say, if we gave you a magic wand and you could create anything, what would it be? And just putting it here, for us to be witnessed, will amplify it and extend the energy out there. And you never know, what could happen from just speaking it.
What can spark from that? Yes, absolutely. So yeah, if anybody wants to raise their hand and share that, it would be amazing, right? What would you create if anything was possible? And also feel free to share that in the chat. Would love to hear that over on YouTube, put in the YouTube comments, right? If you had a magic wand, what would you create? There's a question I really love that's kind of similar to that, and it is, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? So when I was working in corporate, starting like at least 9 years before I finally started sacred planning, quit corporate, that came in on one of my little, there were these calendars that took up your whole desk.
The blotter.
Yeah. I love those because I would write everything I had to do on that calendar on the desk, and it was so easy to look at before we were so technology oriented. But there was one calendar I got, and I turned the page to that month, and it said, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? And I thought, that's a really good question. And I cut it out. When that month was over, I cut it out and I hung it up on my cubicle. And then I went to 2 different jobs after that, 2 different companies over the 9 years after that. And I took that little piece of paper from that calendar with me and I pinned it up right in front of my face on the cubicle, everywhere that I went. And that was such a guiding force for creating sacred planning. Yeah. So what would you do, everybody? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Write that in the chat or the comments. We would love to hear. All right. We seem to have a quiet group today. And it is all good. I
wanted to just invite anyone that maybe has any questions to also to email. I'm going to add my email address onto the Epiphanous page.
Yeah.
And feel free to, shoot me an email. And if you have any questions, like, how is Epiphanous going to help me, that kind of thing. Yeah. And we can talk about it. And I would like to also make myself available to anyone that wants to jump on a one-on-one call, and maybe get to know each other a little bit face to face. And I can answer any of your questions, or we can, we could go back and forth about how this could work for you. I'd love to support you in that way, and jump on a call or an email to talk about more if you want.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so we will add that information on the Epiphanous page, everybody, so that you can reach out to Tami or schedule on her calendar if that's what you would like to do, to have some additional support. Yeah, great. Megan says, thanks. So that's wonderful. Now, Ami or Amy, I see your hand raised, so I will bring you over to talk with us here. And when you come over, it's going to give you an option once the system transfers you over to turn on your video and audio. So if you definitely turn on your audio so you can talk to us, and if you feel comfortable, turn on your video as well. We would love to see you. Okay, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can hear you.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Sorry about the sound there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, about the magic wand. If I had a magic wand, I'd like to create a new kind of school, because the children today, they hate the school system. You know, my son, for one, he just does not agree with the system that we have today. And I hear that from so many parents. So, you know, talk to the kids, like, what do they want? What are they looking for? Because a lot of them are not happy. You know, we have so many new age children who are just, the energies don't fit with the system that we have today. So yeah, that's
Beautiful.
that would be my
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's very powerful and very deeply needed.
When you said that, it got me so excited. It was like, I want to help. I want to do that with you. And other people, by speaking that, you know, other people might feel like, I want to be a part of that too, you know. And that was really inspiring and beautiful vision. So thank you.
Thank you.
That out there. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Beautiful. So beautiful. Well, we want to hear your ideas, guys. What would you do? What would you create? Zoom is working to make the transition back there. Okay. But yeah, we would love to hear from you guys. What would you do? I'm going to check over on YouTube again and see. Okay. Yes. So anybody else, what would you create if you had a magic wand? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Any other hands raised? Yeah. And if not, it is all good. Just take those questions, take those as prompts and journal on them and dream into them. And I can't wait to see what you will create. Helen in the
Big
chat.
question.
Eco village. What'd you say, Tammy?
I said, it's a big question.
It's a really big question. Yeah, it's probably a little too much to say, hey, tell us in 1 minute. So yeah, dream into that and really like see what moves through for you. Helen, your eco village, you know, this is so deeply needed for us to have sustainable communities where the food is sourced locally. And one thing that I love about the idea of like conscious communities or eco villages is like children, right? Children are supposed to be raised by the community, not just by 1 or 2 parents. That's just hard on everybody. And so, you know, there's so many benefits to creating a model like that. So blessings, Helen. And maybe other people watching or listening will join in with you there.
That's a collective experience as well, right? You need a lot. You need a village. It takes a village.
Takes a village.
Yeah.
Ellie says, I have so many answers to your question.
I know the feeling.
One thing that just arose. She's typing. Thank you all for sharing your ideas. It's so amazing to hear them. Ellie says that there would be beautiful spaces in every town in the world where people can tune in and rest. Oh, wow. And feel safe and ground. Wow. Thank you, Ellie. I have huge chills. They'd be able to listen to their bodies. This would change the world. Wow. Well, Ellie, let's do it.
That's what I was just going to say.
Let's just do it.
I'm already, I'm already.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Thumbs up. Yes. Wow. That is so, so beautiful. And Helen said, like temples. Yeah. Like spaces to reconnect us with the true energy of the earth, right? And the energy that is flowing through us all the time. And we forget. And we get so caught up in our busy lives. Yes. Wow. Well, Helen and Ellie, you might have, we might all have a project there to work on together. I love that so much. Well, I think that's a beautiful note to end on here today. And I just want to thank you so much, everybody, for showing up here. I know so many of you have been on for all 4 days. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And those who maybe this is your first day that you're attending, all of you out there, thank you so much for sharing your hearts with us, for leaning into your purpose and your mission by attending these calls. And we just deeply, deeply honor each and every one of you on your journey. And if you're feeling the sacred yes around Epiphanous, let us know, write into us. If you have questions, as Tammy said, you could schedule a call with her and chat more, ask more questions, but really let us know if you need any more information to make your decision. We would love to help you and guide you in making that. I know it's a big decision. And just can't wait to meet with those who feel called and are feeling that sacred yes and ready to begin the journey together. Can't wait to begin with you. It will be on May 19th that we get started. So, and yeah, thank you, Mallory. Thank you, Moonsong. Lots of love to you. Ellie, they should all be Thursdays.
Yeah.
I have them on my calendar as Thursdays, so they're meant to be Thursdays.
Yes. Good catch, Ellie.
We will go back and check the dates. If they're Wednesdays, we'll change them to the corresponding Thursday. So thank you for checking. And Ellie, you know, we'd love to have you join us. Be so wonderful to work with you in that way. Yes. So anything else you wanted to say, Tammy, before we close?
This has been wonderful doing this with you, Jocelyn, and all the beautiful people that have joined us on this webinar, 4 days. I want to come back tomorrow the same time.
I'm going to miss it tomorrow. At 1 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be like, what?
Right. I'm going to be like, what? Yeah. Where is everybody? So thank you all for your attention and bringing your hearts here. And I really hope that we continue this hero and heroine's journey together and cross the threshold together.
Yes. Oh. Okay. Well, so much love to all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your day and can't wait to see you again soon. Mwah.